And one.
Tired of wiping on the same boss for hours?
Die, insect.
Can't seem to win against that new druid deck?
My thanks to you.
Are your teammates not standing on the payload?
Quit lollygagging. Get on the payload.
Well, grab a drink and pull up a chair. This is the Game Case Show, your Blizzard Entertainment podcast. Here are your hosts, Cuddles and Turarts.
And hello, hi, howdy, and welcome to episode 87 of the Game Case. I am Chris, also known as Cuddles, a Brewmaster Monk on Airy Peak in the Convert to Raid Guild.
And I'm Turarts, a Beast Mastery Hunter, also in the Airy Peak server in the Convert to Raid Guild.
This week, we're going to talk a little bit about our week in gaming, answer some questions from the Cuddle Crew, and then we're going to be talking to a gentleman who I met at PAX East, and within 5 minutes, immediately became friends. He's a wonderful and incredible streamer, someone that I look up to, and quite frankly, possibly the best-looking Brit we've ever had on this stream. Graham, how are you doing tonight?
I'm the only Brit you've had on this stream, aren't I?
We have not. We've actually had another Brit. Now I feel bad about saying
Oh,
that.
wow! Oh, wow!
I don't think I've been on for that, though, so I take no
Knowledge
responsibility.
1970, you are an attractive man. I apologize.
Oh, wow, the cat. Oh,
The
wow,
cat
the
is,
cat.
yes. The cat is
Good
being
evening.
feisty.
Good evening, everyone. I'm DJTruthsayer. I lead the Sovereignty in Elite Dangerous and have never played World of Warcraft ever before.
Well, we appreciate you taking time out of your very full schedule and waking up so early to come hang out with us. Why don't you tell us just a little bit more about yourself and how your week of life was?
So I've just actually had one of the most insane weeks of my life. And that says a lot. 2017 has been insane so far. But this week, I have had a new PC arrive, which you can kind of see here. I know you can't on the stream, can you? But I've got a new PC arrived. And also yesterday we had a stream in Elite Dangerous, a massive event, where we ended up with nearly 2,000 viewers.
Oh, wow.
Which was slightly terrifying, but utterly awesome and mind-boggling. So yeah, my week's been pretty incredible, to be honest. It really has. How about you guys?
T, how was your week?
It was good. So we're talking about anxiety with streaming and podcasting and stuff this week. So I just said I should probably finally stream. So I did that on Saturday night for the very first time, Mass Effect, because I've never played any of those games. So I figured since I have all three, we can start there and see how it goes. It was tons of fun. And so that was exciting. And then other than that, been getting back into WoW a little bit. And Heroes, you get 20 free characters because you get that gym pack boost thingamabobber that everyone's probably known about since 2.0 dropped. So dibble-dabbled in that a touch. It's been exciting.
Nice. I have to say I've had about not quite as fantastically awesome of a couple of weeks as Graham has, but I have a brand new PS4 thanks to my community. I've been playing some Destiny, I know, but I've been enjoying it. It's funny. Everyone in the Destiny community is salty as all get out right now because there's no content, and I'm just like, I haven't played this game that's been out for 3 years. Look at all the content. I love it. This is the trick, guys. Just wait 3 years to play a game, and there will be plenty of content. It's beautiful. Got to watch Graham's wonderful stream of Elite on Saturday. It was epic. Does not even begin to describe. I had DJTruthsayer, Commander Human, Malik, as well as a few others up in I had every single one of my windows covered with streamers doing Elite, and it was really, really awesome. I've been getting Cuddle Wife on for Thursday Night Frights, which next week, Selfless and Shameless Self promo. We are going to be doing Outlast 2. Thank you and F you to Squinty Eyes, a member of the Cuddle Crew, for gifting that to me. I was trying to put that off, but yeah, that should be fun. There will be drinking. But guys, real quick, before we dive into everything that we're going to talk about tonight, we are continuing on with our theme of kind of discussing mental health and mental issues surrounding streaming specifically tonight. And I do want to throw out a disclaimer that no one on this show, as far as I'm aware, is a medical professional, and nothing said on this show should be construed as psychiatric or psychological advice. We are purely speaking anecdotally and expressing our own views and thoughts and experiences. If you feel as though you need help, please do reach out to a licensed professional to get that. If you do not know one or do not have access to one and are in the U.S., I just dropped a link in chat. It will also be in the show notes for the Suicide Prevention Lifeline. If you feel that you are at a point where you need to talk to someone, remember you are not alone. We actually have a text channel in our Discord entitled "You Are Not Alone." If you need someone to talk to, again, no one there is a professional, but we do have people around the majority of the days and evenings that will at least give you an ear to talk into. So, with that, we do have a couple questions from the Cuddle Crew this week. If you're wondering how to ask questions on the show, you go to bit.ly/Cuddles Discord. That's bit.ly/Cuddles Discord. There's a text channel that says, check this out because I'm really clever, questions for the show. I know I'm awesome. If you can't figure out what to do after that, we won't be reading your question. But if you put
it's
something
almost
in there,
like it's planned.
I know.
It's almost.
I know. So why don't we go ahead and before we dive into everything, why don't we go ahead and do these? We have two questions this week, and our first one comes to us from Bruce Nee, and Bruce Nee asks, "I am going to start streaming, but I'm totally shit scared of making a fool of myself, either by saying something stupid online or looking like a complete idiot in front of hundreds, if not thousands of people. I say that because of VODs after, ? How do you get over that kind of fear? And do you really lose it once you get on stream, or is it with you always? Thanks for answering, Bruce." I'd like to kick this one to Graham first. Graham, what would you say to the new streamer that is scared?
Okay, so first of all, don't be scared. Enjoy it. That's always the biggest advice with streaming. Just enjoy it. Forget that there's people watching. Forget that you have the potential of doing anything stupid. Know that fear will never leave you. Not in my experience. I'm incredibly fortunate. I stream full time. I make a living from it, and I make a decent living from it. I have a large community that for some reason cares about me. Now you say about looking an idiot. I do that every night. Last night, we had over 1,000 people watching me, and I'm supposedly, this elite streamer who streams Elite every night and knows what he's doing, and I nearly destroyed my ship on the way to the event by overheating it. And that was with over 1,000 people in the chat. You roll with it. And if you're really lucky, you end up on something like Twitch fails, and that's all good. Because if you end up on something like that, it's the phrase "there's no such thing as bad PR" is nonsense. But in this case, that's not bad PR. That is something that can actually be a massive boon for you. Malik's had it happen recently, where he dropped in through hyperspace through a star, in virtual reality, and he was so scared, bless him, and he swore quite a lot, and yeah, that ended up on Twitch fails, and it's done his channel no end of good. So sometimes looking an idiot is really good. On my stream, I have had all sorts of issues with my personal life. I have had nights that I've ended up in floods of tears. I have been reduced to speechlessness by the generosity of people. I have been called a professional beggar. I have been through every up and down humanly possible with my community, and they have changed me as a person. There's no doubt about that. And to sort of sum everything up, know that feeling won't go away, but you learn to live with it, and you grow with it, and you grow with everything else. It all sort of comes together, I guess.
Yeah. Let's step from pro streamer to myself, and then we'll go to new streamer in Turarts. Some of the best moments on my stream have been the silly, stupid crap that I get myself into. I fully believe that 99.9% of my community is there to watch me fail at something, and that's okay. I have embraced it. I heard the kind of the bristling in Graham's voice when he talked about being called a professional beggar. I embrace it. I'm a neck-bearded internet hobo. I am perfectly okay with that. I too am a full-time broadcaster here on Twitch. I do not make a decent living, to be perfectly honest, but I get by. And it is getting better each and every day. I will, Bruce, if you're worried about screwing up, I was streaming Elite Dangerous the other day, and while I am not the authority on Elite Dangerous that Graham is, I consider myself to be decently okay at the game. I have around 700 hours logged, many of that on stream. I have gone out to Beagle Point and back. I have done the things. I'm pushing my elite ranks. The other day, 2.3, a major update to the game, dropped. And one of the biggest bad things that you can do in the game, the biggest noob mistakes, is run out of fuel. Well, I did that on stream. I ran out of fuel while multi-streaming with 3 of the largest Elite Dangerous streamers in DJTruthsayer, Commander Human, and Malik VR. On multi-stream in voice with these guys. That was bad enough to have them know and to have to admit it over voice to their channels. Well, it got worse because right about the time that I ran out of fuel, the wonderful community management in Elite Dangerous, the wonderful and incredible Bo, one of the community managers that I love, stopped in and said, "Hey, how's your stream going? How are you liking 2.3? And I had to admit that I had ran out of fuel and just called the Fuel Rats, an in-game faction that will come and fill you up and call you an idiot. They don't actually call you an idiot, but that's how it feels. So right about that time, not only Bo, of course, I'm sure is in close communication with her community member, her other community leaders, and Zach, her boss, the head of community management for Frontier Development, pops in and revels at my idiocy. And so then not only do I top that off by having ran out of fuel, I then jump one system over and run out of fuel again. This is not something that should happen. This is not something that should happen at all. Yet it happened in front of probably a fairly large audience. Not just the folks in my channel, but the folks in everyone else's channels. And the 2 heads of community management who had taken a shot on me and let me stream at PAX East. So you want to talk about massive fails? It happens. And you know what? I guarantee Bo and Zach, if they could have before, will not forget who I am now. nor will a large part of the elite dangerous community. I'm the guy that ran out of fuel twice on stream. I was the very first rescue from the fuel rats in 2.3 and nearly the very second. Your worst moments on stream will be your best moments. Don't worry about that at all. People remember that, and people will come back for that. People will poke fun at you, but know that that's what you're here for. You're here to entertain them. And sometimes that means our version of slapstick comedy. And it's okay. It's okay. Know that these people, allow these people to laugh along with you or at you. I don't care. I say the phrase quite frequently. I'm your monkey, and I'm here to dance for you. That's truly, I am here for your entertainment, in my opinion. That's what I'm here to do, is to make you guys laugh. And if that means me failing at PUBG or Elite or whatever game we play, then that's what it is. Yes, exactly. Screw the binaries that you fly through. Hey, Malik.
That's actually been turned into a single button soundboard thing on the internet now. His reaction. It's genuinely hilarious and definitely not safe for work.
That's glorious. I need a link to this later.
This can be provided.
Oh my God.
T, what about you? How do you feel about the fear of being made the fool?
That doesn't worry me so much, mainly because I'm going to make fun of myself more than anyone else's. And again, I have one stream under my belt, which is why I love this podcast we're doing tonight, because you have Graham, the very professional streamer, Cuddles, I think you're well on your way to being there. And then me, who's like, I'm just going to try this thing and see what happens. Not professional, just doing this a couple nights a week. Totally like, I don't think you can freelance streaming, but we'll call it that. I'm going to screw up. I mean, I was watching Mass Effect, or not watching, playing, and every time a cutscene came on, I think I jumped and said, oh shit, under my breath every single time, even though I know this game has tons of cutscenes. And then I threw a grenade instead of something else, and it blew up, and then I almost killed myself. And yeah, I'm going to screw up a lot because I know I'm a bad gamer, so I just own up to it and have fun with it, because I think that's, if you want to stream, I think part of it is because you want to have fun and you want to have that community around you for the laughs and for the supports and for for the good and the bad, and for me to help me figure out what in the heck I am going to be doing, because I still can't figure out that E is interact and Q pulls my gun, and I'm going to pull my gun on everybody. But yeah, no, just do it. Like, you're never going to get over that fear. You're never going to get over that. It took me 10 minutes to hit the start recording button. And once I did, it was on. And 2.5 hours later, it was off, and it was fine. And it was okay. I was still all in one piece, and, it was good.
That's
too.
wonderful.
I love it.
I will just to touch on one part of that question that I didn't. How do you get over that kind of fear? Because I'm not going to say that I'm not anxious or fearful of what I do on stream. You never get over it. Look at comedians. For example, I think it was, oh my gosh, who's the guy with the white hair that does the oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking right now. Anyway, see, like this, you just don't remember how to words on the stream.
Yeah.
It happens
Regularly.
There's several famous comedians that have said, like, large, amazing comedians that you guys know, that still throw up before every live show that they do. There's actors that let's not to take us on an entirely dark route, but look at Heath Ledger, amazing and wonderful actor that thought so poorly of his life and what he had achieved that he's no longer with us. I think you will find that creatives as a whole are much harder on ourselves than our public will ever be.
I think.
Oh, go
sorry,
ahead.
one thing. I think at least this is me personally. Again, totally a noob here. You're constantly wondering why you're watching me. Like that. I had 13 people in my chat at one point, and I'm like, you 13 people have way better things to do than sit here and watch me screw up Mass Effect. And I don't know if that's the same for you two, but it's this constant like, why are you guys here? Like, what is happening? There are more important, like, not important, but entertaining things to be doing right now than sitting here with me like doing this stuff.
I struggle to understand every follow.
Yeah.
Every view, every follow. Why me?
Yeah.
That's what you think. And that I don't think that will ever go away. I just said that. Why me?
Find out. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, please.
I'll say find out why you want to stream. And if you can find that out, whether if it becomes a point where you want to make this a job, or if it's just like me, like I'm just going to do this for fun. I do not think I will ever be on that level where I can go to my wonderful, amazing boss who I love in case this is the one you decide to watch and say, see you later. So I'm just doing it kind of for fun and to maybe, build a community, find out why you're doing it, and then push yourself with that. And eventually the fear will still be there, but you'll be able to overcome it with that reason. Why are you doing this?
Something I quickly want to chip in with, if I can.
Yeah, go for it.
Why you're here.
If you start streaming with the intention of becoming a huge full-time streamer, you will fail.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. If you start out with the intention of, I am going to become I'm going to get rich off this, I'm going to make money off this, you will fail. People will see through you, and they'll see you a mile off. I didn't start this ever believing, not for a moment, that I would ever get to the point where, even tonight, why the hell am I some sort of guest on your, what? Why me?
It's the accent.
Again.
It's the accent. That's why.
I can
Secret's
accept
out.
that. Yep, there you go. But I will never understand it, and I will never understand people that come into this going, oh, I'm going to be huge and great. You're not. People will see through that. Do it because you enjoy it. If you enjoy streaming and you are a sociable human being, i.e. you are capable of carrying out a proper conversation, then the only thing between you and partnership is a shit ton of hard work.
I will say one thing to kind of piggyback off of that. Cuddles helped me, like huge shout out to Cuddles, and I will do this for weeks to come, set up actually how to stream, like what the heck is all this stuff. And he's like, oh, you need to make sure you have a donate little box panels. They're called panels. And I was like, why the heck do I need that? Like, this is not my intention, but I do. And then he donated, and I didn't even catch it because I didn't have my sounds correct up on my OBS. And so I didn't even know he donated as I'm logging off. I'm like, okay, guys, good night. And he's like, right as I donate, I'm like, wait, you donated? I'm like, oh, crap, I don't have the correct notifications up, so I missed that completely. But yeah, like if you're doing it for, yeah, I agree with you completely. I think if you're doing it for the money, it's going to show. But if you're doing it for the love and for the community and I just like to talk to people, and don't ever underestimate the socialization the internet can bring you.
No.
Yep. And I'll say one last thing, and we'll move to the next. We'll move to the next question. That fear that you have, use it. Don't stroke it and dwell in it, but use it. I truly and honestly believe that successful creatives, which Graham and I talked about this before the show, we don't consider ourselves creatives, but in the broader sense of the word, I think we really and truly are. Use that, because I truly believe that the most effective creatives are those that are constantly horribly critical of their work, because that's what pushes you to do more and to succeed and not in a everything that I do is crap sort of way. But I will admit to feeling slightly that everything that I do is crap. But that I use that instead of in a way to allow it to depress me, I use it as a motivation to every time that I turn on my camera, every time I hit start streaming, I try to do better. I try to do more. I try to get better. And I don't know how people feel about my stream, but I can tell you, going back and looking at my stream a year ago to now, I'm like, I wonder why people follow me now. I really wonder why people watched me a year ago. It was bad. But It wasn't at the time, and you will constantly get better and you will constantly improve. I can promise you that. Keep it up. Keep doing it. And our next question is going to be from Bordardo. And this is an interesting one because I think a lot of people feel this. How do you get over the anxiety of hearing your own voice recorded? In my head, my voice sounds decent, but when I hear it back, it sounds high-pitched. Graham, how do you feel about your voice when you hear it?
Right, honest answer, I avoid listening to it at all costs.
Yes.
Not gonna lie. One of the things that I struggle to understand with my stream is that I personally think that I have a hideously annoying voice. I really do. And so I can't understand how people would sit and listen to me talk. And then, you know, occasionally we get Americans coming in the channel who will comment on they love my accent. And I'm just like, what? My voice is horrible. So the honest answer to that is I think if you were a YouTuber and you're constantly editing video with your own voice on it, it would be very different. As a Twitch streamer, you generally avoid hearing your own voice. And thank God for that, to be honest.
Yeah, one of the things that Bad News Baron advocates, and I know that he does, is he listens to himself in his ears. Yeah. He has his microphone monitored. You know what I can't do?
Nope.
Is listen to my one. First of all, it totally messes up my cadence. I can't get over it. I'm sure I could learn, but for like 6 months, it would be me talking like that, and then I'm listening to me, but that along with like you know what I do to edit this podcast? I look at the beginning and make sure the beginning is right. I look at the end, make sure the end is right. I make sure there's no big gaps, and then it goes up. That's literally it. Because I can't, like, I can't listen to me. I seriously dislike my voice. I like my voice a little bit better through a microphone with effects and compression and an EQ, but I can't do it. If you don't like the way your own voice is, don't listen to it. Just don't. I would suggest if you're first getting started streaming, do look at some of your VODs. You don't have to watch them obsessively, but if you have a really good day or a really good hour and you get, say, 10 follows, you're just getting going, you get 10 follows, everything's great, go back and watch that hour. See what you were doing. And if you have to mute it or turn it down really low or play some music in the background, like, go ahead. But nobody likes listening to their voice because we hear it in our own heads. We hear it through our ears, but I've heard a scientific explanation of this before. You hear it through your ears, but you're also hearing it through the bones in your head. So it actually, like, scientifically sounds much different than when you play back audio just directly into your ears. Don't worry about it. And don't ever put on, if you go back and listen to the first couple episodes of this podcast, which don't do. My first episode, I was like, hello and welcome to the Game Case. Hi, my name is Cuddles, and I'm putting on fake radio guy voice. And like my first few comments about this show when we first got started was, why do you sound like that? That's not you. Just be you. Now, that's not to say my voice has evolved simply because I talk so much and I am conscious of it. But if you don't like your voice, don't listen. Other people probably were. Several people in here have said that they like my voice. I don't know why. But good for you, and I appreciate it. I don't know. I don't like it. A little bit too nasally and not deep enough. I want more of like a hi.
Oh no.
I want. Okay, I'm not even going to try to do it. I want Duck Sauce's voice. I would like to. Wow. I would like if anything, God forbid, knock on wood. I wish no ill on anyone. If anything ever were to happen to Duck Sauce and he donates his vocal cords to science, I would like them.
Check your chat. You just got some bits.
Tack on. Thank you for the biddies. Thank you for the biddies. I'm sorry. The alerts aren't up, but Tack on TV. Thank you so much for the biddies. I love biddies. I really do.
Everyone wants to be Coltrane. Yes.
Yes, everyone does want to be Coltrane. For those that don't know Coltrane, he's a member of Convert to Raid. He used to be on the Convert to Raid podcast that is now BattleNet News. And if everyone hears movie voice guy and wants to be movie voice guy, right? Like, in a world where like that guy, Coltrane legitimately is that guy. He was that guy in a commercial during the American Super Bowl this year. But here's a tip. You don't want to be Coltrane. You don't want to be Morgan Freeman. You don't want to be Duck Sauce. You want to be you. Because that's how you're going to succeed in anything in life, by being yourself.
Yeah.
Be real.
I am on the same page as you. I hate the sound of my voice. In my head, it is much smoother than this. It's higher when I hear it back. I don't know. It's higher, and it makes sense why everyone's like, "Oh, you're so sweet." So then when we do like tea and cuddles after dark, they're like, "Oh my God, you said a cuss word." Like, it makes sense why people say that, because I don't have a voice that sounds like it should say cuss words. But if you're streaming, you can avoid listening to it. And if you're podcasting and you make your co-host edit everything, you can avoid listening to it too. But just understand, this is my number one rule for a lot of things. When it's going to sound really awkward when I say in this situation, but I used to have to listen to myself do speeches. So that's what I mean. It's done. You've said what's said. Everyone's already heard it. So if you hate the sound of your voice, it doesn't matter. You can't change it. Like, it's done. So just kind of get over it a little bit in that way, that, it's over with. You've already done your podcast. You've already done your stream. It's already out there. There's not too much more you can do about it. And two, like everyone's saying here, there's someone, 99% of the people are not going to comment that you have an awful voice. Have any of you ever gotten like someone in chat being like, "Oh my God, you sound terrible," or anything? Oh yeah. Okay. Never mind. Graham.
God,
never mind.
Yeah. To be honest with you, in the 2 years I've been streaming, almost any insult you can imagine I have had thrown at me.
Aww.
And to be honest, I suspect that is merely something. I mean, Jesus, Commander Human, yeah, a man that anyone that knows his stream will know is one of the most insanely talented streamers on Twitch. A man who I am so proud to call a friend of mine, and he, my best friend essentially. Dan, I have seen people go into Dan's chat and tell him that he's boring and untalented.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I have. I've seen people say that.
No, I believe you, but he's always so nice. Like, the times I've been in there,
Yeah, and there's not. I think that is just something that comes with. There's always going to be the troll. There's always going to be the arsehole. Yeah. It's an unfortunate side effect.
And I think it kind of will boil back down to that community. If you build that community around you, you're going to have those 10, 20, hundreds, thousands of people who support you and who love you. And it's not going to matter if you get that one or two trolls, because unfortunately there are people out there who troll just for the sake of being a dick. That's just who they are. They are the dicks of the world, and you have to deal with dicks. Yep.
I mean, we've Crazy Kazens in chat. He's one of my mods. I have a community and a team of mods that they will abuse me till the cows come home. Like, my height, it's just come up in chat. I will get abuse for my height and things like that. But the moment someone comes in and actually tries to abuse me, the reaction from them is terrifying. It's just like, no, we get to do that. You don't get to do that. And yeah, as you say, build it. It again, it comes from the community you build around you. And one thing I will say is that if your community will, or it seems to reflect you. that seems to be what happens. And if you are a salty narcissist, then you will find like-minded people. And if you are a good person who tries to do the best for people, then you will likely find like-minded people.
Yep. You build your own community, whether you realize it or not. And a lot of it does happen in spite of us. But it just like Graham said, like-minded people will come to you. Take a look at Raynad's stream. Raynad, a very famous Hearthstone streamer that is famous for being a salty dick, and that's how his chat is. Go look at somebody like Graham's chat, or come look at my chat. We're a generally happy. I'll speak directly to mine. We're a generally happy, supportive, and oftentimes utterly vulgar and perverted chat, because that's me, and that's evidently the sort of people that I have attracted. It's just the way it goes. And with that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up questions from the Cuddle Crew, because I want to dig in a little bit deeper with Graham and T, and we're gonna jump into the meat.
No, go on. Sorry.
The meat and the potatoes of the show. And one of the first things we've already talked a little bit about anxiety. I want to talk about if either one of you guys deal with depression as it relates to your streaming.
No, interestingly.
Nice.
Yeah. Interestingly, not depression. Anxiety, yes. An almost crippling fear of letting people down. Absolutely. Depression, no. My stream has changed my life. I have gone from someone who got made redundant from the best job they'd ever had, and was just sitting around doing nothing and couldn't find work for love nor money, to someone who has quite a lot to be proud of, when we're honest. So no, my chat picks me up. My stream picks me up rather than depress. Like I does that make sense? For me, it's a very much a positive influence, rather than a negative.
Well, and if I could, I want to say I have been very public about having to deal with depression, but in much the way that Graham said that his community picks him up, I hit start streaming, and within probably about 15-20 minutes, I'm good. The folks showing up, the conversations that we have, it's gotten me out of a lot of dark places and helped me immensely. There's no other way to put it. My stream gets me out of my dark places, if that makes any sense.
Yep, complete and total. I can relate. I don't know where I'd be without a lot of them, but this is part and parcel of community. Community watches each other's back. And for every message I've had, I've mentioned a couple of times some of the negative things that come from streaming. You get the nasty messages and all that sort of thing. For every message like that, I can show you 10 from people telling me that my stream, that our community, that our player group has changed their life and has been this wonderfully positive influence on them. And so one thing that I always hope is that It works both ways. We as streamers, yeah, we rely on you guys. You guys help us through. You know, you're there with us for the good things, and you're there with us for the bad. But the same goes the other way around. Any member of my stream knows full well my TeamSpeak is there and open, and if they need to talk, there are people that want to talk.
Yep.
And my biggest fear with my stream, with my community, is that one day we get to the point where we can't be like that because of size. That's actually my... You want to know my biggest fear with streaming? It's that. Getting to the point where I can't put the TeamSpeak address in chat and go, you want to join? Join. Yeah? The day I can't do that anymore, that's my biggest... And I know how conceited that sounds, but it's true. Utterly, utterly true.
Well, you're not alone in that. I am obviously quite a ways away from that in comparison to you, sir. But that is my community being built on love and respect and taking care of each other. That's honestly a fear of mine. Like, we all want to, in varying degrees of desire, want to quote unquote make it big. And I fear that day that I can't watch chat because it's scrolling too much. I fear that day when somebody says something in chat that gets lost and it meant something to them. And I was unable to help someone. I was unable to make that personal interaction with them. It's funny. Really, we're doing this thing to build a community, but you also fear the community growing to a size where it's, I don't want to say out of control, but almost too big to manage.
The day that I don't know someone that comes into the TeamSpeak, you know, I obviously don't know everyone that comes in, but the day I don't know someone once they've spent time on our TeamSpeak, that, yeah, terrifies me. Why? No, the group can't get like that. But we stopped counting at 1,000 members, and that was now nearly a year ago. Yeah, like,
that's impressive. That's amazing.
Yeah, we're the sovereignty is a huge lumbering beast of a thing. And it all started as a joke. Really did. We were sitting and someone said TeamSpeak. Yeah, we still use TeamSpeak. As Cuddles will confirm, for the size of group that we have, for administration of voice rights for that many people, yeah, damn right, we use TeamSpeak.
It makes sense and it works very well for their community. I see everybody. I know everybody's on the Discord train, and I am a huge fan of Discord for my size community. It works. If I had Graham's size community, I would be looking for another solution, or have to have a. Or the thing about Discord right now is you would have to have a staff, a literal staff of 24/7 individuals to manage what you're able to do quite easily right now in TeamSpeak. And I don't know, that's not to say that Discord won't get there and that it won't end up being the solution. But right now, why would you switch to a solution that works less good? Less good. See, you can fail on the internet. It's okay.
Yeah.
All the time. All the time.
Something else that I wanted to touch on, because I know it's something big in my life, and you can say that this isn't a thing for you, or it is. If you're familiar with the term Imposter Syndrome, I will very quickly. Let me actually pull up the Wikipedia link very quickly, so that I can talk about exactly what this is. Imposter syndrome is a concept describing high achieving individuals who are marked by an inability to internalize their accomplishments and a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud. Is this something in any degree that you have to deal with?
Oh, hello, my old friend.
Hello, imposter, my old friend.
Yes, this is something I know all too well. I felt it since the first person followed my stream, and I assumed that it would be something that would go away over time, and instead of going away, it's gotten worse. At PAX, I handed my business card to Chase, the PR director of Twitch. And I was standing there smiling and having a conversation with him. And in my head, all that was going on was, why the fuck do you even care who I am? It should have been one of the proudest moments of my life, because when I handed over my business card, he actually recognized my username. And instead, all I was thinking was, why are you even talking to me? Why do you care? And I felt the same when talking to W Greats. I felt the same when talking to... I feel it when I'm talking to Frontier. Like, for God's sake, Zach is he is a very good friend of mine. Yeah, we've long since crossed into the world of becoming friends. I still... Why are you talking to me? Tomorrow night, I have a lineup on my stream that most people would kill for. We've got the guy from Fantastic Books, the CEO of Fantastic Books, coming on. We have the CEO of HCS Voice Packs coming on. We have Amelia Tyler and Jay Bennett coming on. We also probably have some other names that I can't confirm yet, but why are they all coming onto my stream? I'm launching the Kickstarter for Fantasticon this year for the second year running. Why me? What the no? I don't deserve this. And Gemma finds it impossible to understand that I am so proud of myself for what I've achieved, but I do not feel I deserve it.
You do.
Yeah.
You
do.
really and truly do. And I that same feeling that you had talking to the PR director, I had that same feeling talking to Ed and Bo and Zach. I was by far the smallest and newest streamer that got to stream from the floor for Frontier. And not only did I do it once, I got to do it twice. Streaming from the floor at an event was a dream, was something that I put out there that I wanted to do when I first started doing this. A year ago, I went to PAX East as a con attendee. I wasn't even like really streaming at the time. And then I'm sitting at my favorite games booth talking to the heads of community, and talking to Sandy. Like, what's Sandy doing talking to me? Like, you have an awesome cowboy hat. Stop talking to me. What's going on? Why is this happening? Having folks like DJ and Dan and Baron and DJ Knight, the folks that I look up to, the folks that are doing what it is that I'm trying to do, know who I am. Hell, DJ Knight's wife is one of my damn Gameless subs. Like, why? Why? Of all the people that she knows, of all the streams that she could watch, why me? That is something. One of the biggest reasons I wanted to do this episode was to give you guys. Obviously, we're a large part of our audience watches Twitch in some capacity. I wanted to give you an insight into how we feel. And this may be one of the biggest insights. No matter, Graham mentioned earlier he had nearly 2,000 people in his channel on Saturday. He is I think I can be very truthful in saying this. He is the premier Elite Dangerous streamer. And he's going to say something and probably argue. But he is. He is the guy when it comes to Elite Dangerous. And the fact that he was willing to come on this show, the fact that every time I interact with Graham, he's like, hey, hop in TeamSpeak. Hey, you available for a Skype call? And unfortunately, we live on opposite sides of the world, and it doesn't happen as much as I want. But every time that happens, I have that same feeling that he just described. Why me? Why me? It's a legitimate thing that I want to say. Nearly all of your content creators, whether they're YouTubers, whether they're authors, or whether they're actors, whether they're Twitch stars, as it were. They see that? I like that. I did that.
Yep. Works, doesn't it?
We-
It's almost like we planned that.
I know, right? It's something that we all go through, and is really, it's something that we all struggle with. T, do you feel any of this as a streamer or as a newly minted streamer, or especially as a podcaster?
Podcaster for sure. My feelings on streaming are still like this cloud of stuff that I'm not quite processed yet. But podcaster for sure. I mean, when I, not just podcasting, I kind of got into this community when I became the lead of events for CTR back in 2013. And ever since then, like I have people like, oh my God, it's T. And I'm like, it's just me. Like, I don't understand why you're super excited. And I have yet to be to any of the cons, BlizzCon, TwitchCon, any of that stuff, which is totally fine. But people be like, oh, you should definitely go. I'm like, why would you want me there? I'm not going to add anything to this at all. Like, I am literally just Tur. It's like, that is it. I plan events for a guild. I have been on a podcast since 2014 with The Converted. And then Cuddles and I literally were joking when he had me on as a guest. He's like, oh, I want to co-host. I'm like, I don't work Mondays. I'm free Sunday nights. And then he's like, hey, let's do this. I'm like, okay. And I honestly thought he was going to think like halfway through, like, she's really not as awesome as I thought. So we're going to not and just switch it up. But he kept me for some reason. And he still is keeping me. And I think it's basically because I book his guest, except for this one. This one was all you. So he doesn't have to do that. But yeah, I get that all the time. Like, I don't know. He mentions how the podcast has gotten better since I've been on it. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't understand, like, why, but okay, whatever, I guess. And I know small numbers, but there were double digits watching me stream on Saturday night. And I'm like, I don't know why, again, you 13 people are here, because I'm literally talking to myself.
Doesn't
like,
matter if it's 13 or 1.
True, very true. That is very, very true.
Like one person, 13, 1,000, whatever. That feeling of knowing that someone
is watching you,
choosing to watch you as entertainment. The first ever donation I got, I'll never forget it. Somebody sent me £10 and they said, well, this is cheaper than the TV license and I watch you a hell of a lot more. And that was weird. I didn't even have a donation button up until I had 500 followers. Refused to take donations until that point. And yeah, I'm famous. I get a donation and my reaction is, oh no. like really, I go, oh no. And it kind of scares me and it confuses me, and it's
that awestruckness. It's like, again, we've talked about this and I will keep bringing it up. why are you choosing to watch me? Like, why are you donating your money that you're going, not that, this isn't work, but you're going to work for it. Like, you're sitting in an office, like, doing that, and now you're going to be like, here you go. Here's some money for something that you get to love to do. Like, I'm assuming both of you love what you do from what you've been talking about. So I'm going to that small leap to assumption. But yeah, it's amazing. Like I said, Cuddles donated to me and I completely flubbed it up entirely. But I was still just like, I don't understand why. And yeah, I don't get it. I don't.
Because you were the first stream, and sorry, every other streamer that I know. I generally watch streams on a side monitor and pay attention. Like DJ, if he's on and I'm not, his stream is up. I'm listening to him. I'm doing something else. Turarts is the first stream that I pulled up on my TV in my bedroom, popped popcorn, and sat in my bedroom and watched from beginning to end.
And I don't know why, because it was bad. Anyone who goes back and watches it, because you can. Again, I don't know why you would. Like, it was so awful. I suck at Mass Effect.
It was awesome.
I suck at Mass Effect. And I'm sitting here like, I think I'm going to try Elite Dangerous. But I'm like, you can't even Mass Effect, but you're going to try Elite Dangerous? What are you doing?
If you try Elite Dangerous, we will do all of the helping.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously, all of the helping.
That is on my... Once I have like the
guy.
extra monies, that's on my buy list. Once the extra monies comes in, that's on my buy list. Because Cuddles talks about it all the time. And I figure I can't get as bad as having the head honchos in my stream when I run out of gas, not once, but twice. So I think I'm okay. I love you.
Yes. This is, if I teach any lessons on my stream, it's that no one can be as bad as I am.
I give you a run for your money. Let's be honest.
And I will say, I don't know if he's still lurking, but I will say I've seen Malik do some things too.
Yep. We all do it.
We all do
it. Yep.
We
all do it.
Yeah, yeah. It's what we do.
Yep.
Please.
As I say, let's talk about something else, because it's kind of we've been touching on it a little bit, and this is for you too, because I have it's not really a 9 to 5. I work Tuesday through Saturday. But you guys are making a living on donations. Is that stressful? Does it add a different dynamic to it to when you first started off? Because again, I know Cuddles first started off like this was just something fun that he did. And I think, Graham, from listening to you, that's kind of how it was. You never thought you would make this into a career. Is that stressful? Does it change the way that you stream or not?
You first, Cuddles.
Does it change the way that I stream? No. And I believe if it changes the way you stream, Graham touched on it earlier, people will see through that. I can tell you right now, when I have put up a donation goal and felt desperate, because I have done that. I have put up a donation goal, and I'm not proud of this. This isn't something that I would ever recommend. But I put up a donation goal because I needed it, because I had to. And that was the one donation goal that I've never reached. And I fully attribute that to my desperation and my streaming for money coming through. I am extremely lucky in the fact that Cuddle Wife, nearly 90% can support everything that I do. And for some weird, I don't understand reason, my wife has said, go ahead, be an internet hobo. If you make $5 this month or $5,000, I don't care. I'm watching you live your dream, and I'm here for you because I love you. I went full-time much before I would ever recommend anyone else doing. Do not follow the way that I have done things. I was able to go full-time because of coming off of a great job that I quit because I wanted to, because it was destroying my soul. And I know that everyone's jobs suck and we all have stories. But it was horrible. It was wrecking me. It was wrecking my family life. And I decided to come out of it. I was looking for a new job, and Cuddle Wife and I sat down and had a real serious talk. And I was like, I don't want to look for another job. I want to give this a go. And we put some very loose time frames on it and some very loose goals. And I decided to go full time. You should not go full time at my size. There's a wonderful book called The Power of Part-Time by, I believe, John Acuff. Read that book if you're thinking about going full-time in any dream. It talks about the power of kind of the Superman effect of being able to work your day job and then on the weekends or in the evenings or whenever you can, putting on your Superman outfit and doing that. It's a wonderful, amazing job for anyone that's thinking about going full-time in something that isn't their traditional career. I highly recommend it. Also, real quick, while I'm talking books, The War of Art is an incredible book for creatives. If you're struggling with your creative side, read that. It helps me when I'm down. But I don't stream for donations, although obviously that's how I pay some of my bills. I am genuinely surprised. Anytime right now, you can see for those in chat, our top cheer. I don't know why. Scroll down to my panels. Look at some of the donations that we've gotten in our Hall of Fame. I don't know why. Someone gives me one bit, and my honest first reaction is, why are you But at the same time, I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I know that this is something that, and I struggle to say this, but I know that this is something that I have a talent for, and this is what I want to do, and this is where I want to be. And I will chase this dream until I can't. And donations be damned. I will be here whether I make $2 this month or 20,000. Challenge to the community. Not really.
You're taking me to BlizzCon if you do that, right?
This is something that will happen. But since she mentioned this, I'm gonna go aside for one moment and then we'll go to Graham.
I was joking.
No. I am waiting. I haven't said this publicly yet, and I'm gonna out you. I talked to Shoutouts the other night, and one of my goals last year, the community helped me get to BlizzCon. And you guys have helped me get to PAX East. Amaranthi came in here and dropped $600 on me because that was my goal, to get to PAX East. And out of nowhere, just gave me $600 to make sure that I could go. And I have told one of my goals coming out of BlizzCon last year was that I wanted to bring a member of the community to BlizzCon. I have told T whether it has to come out of my own pocket or I have to raise money for it until November. Shoutouts, if she can get the time off work, will be going to BlizzCon on my tab. We will get her to BlizzCon, because if you're not doing this, Graham has said this, and I've stolen this phrase from him. If you are doing this and you are not giving back, why the fuck are you doing this?
He says that all the time. He does.
Why are you doing this thing? We are some of the luckiest people. I play video games for a living. If you do not realize how lucky you are to do that, and you do this, you are in whatever capacity that you can and you are able to, because I realize wholeheartedly that full-time streamers have bills to pay. Pay your bills. Like, do that. Don't let your lights get shut off to try to help somebody else. But if you're full-time and relying on your stream to pay your bills and you're not, maybe you shouldn't be full-time. And if you are and you're making, as Graham mentioned, a decent income, you should be helping others. It's why I'm involved with Stack Up. It's why Graham's involved with Special Effect and now graciously helping with Stack Up, because we truly and fully believe that, again, this is Graham's term, not my own. It is a moral and ethical obligation for us to help others. I stand 100% behind his statement. I am, if I'm not doing good for others, then what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And with that, Graham, To bring it back to the original question, I'm so far down
It's
the rabbit hole.
No, it's good.
Do you remember the original question? Are you still
Yes,
with us?
I do.
Okay.
So how does making a living off of donations change things? The honest truth is, at the moment, I am supporting both my wife and I. My wife's self-employed, and at the moment there's not much work coming in. And so at the moment I'm supporting the pair of us. Obviously that's added stress. That's obviously, yeah. Two sides to this though. She supported me through a lot of times as well. And at the moment, we're all right. Like as I said, I'm making enough that we're comfortable. And so I've told her, I don't want her to rush. I don't want her to take any job. I don't want her to take any work. I want her to take work where she is going to be paid properly for her time. And if she's not going to be, don't take it. Because that's the position we're in at the moment. And that was my dream. My whole dream with life is to make it that my wife can do precisely what she chooses to do. If she wants to work, she can work. Great. If she doesn't want to, I don't want her to have to. I want it always to be something that she chooses. And that seriously, that is my driving motivation. Do the donations, does that requirement, and it is for me, a requirement to make a certain amount of money each month. Does that change the way I stream or anything like that? No. I guess the word that I'm going to use here is incentivize. I do incentivize donations, and I do incentivize the goals that I put up. There's this whole thing we have on my stream where if I get a donation goal filled, I have to do a stream in a ridiculous unicorn onesie for 12 hours. It is I don't like doing it. And my stream know I don't like doing it. That's why they enjoy watching me do it. But for 12 hours of discomfort a month, my rent gets paid. So yes, I do incentivize donations. No, it doesn't change how I stream. One of the things I get told regularly, well, not regularly, no, but whenever we talk about my stream, and when I'm having one of those days, Cuddles will know exactly what I'm saying. One of those days where it's all a bit too much, and you're just like, why? Why are you even here, guys? What the fuck are you doing watching me? Sorry, language.
It's okay.
You're fine.
Yeah.
but when you have one of those days, one of the things that I get told is that my honesty, that the fact that I am me. You've met me in real life, Cuddles.
Yeah.
There is no difference between me on stream and me in real life. None whatsoever.
Nope.
What you see with me is what you get. And people respond to that. And for some ungodly reason, people are willing to support me, and people enjoy. I stream for 6 hours a night every night in one game, guys. What, one game? Yeah, just to. And yet people turn up. Like, people in my chat will do the how long command that tells them how long that they've been following. The amount of people we have with 1 year and 6 months, 1 year and 8 months. We've got someone coming up to 1,000 genuinely watched hours in stream.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. Like, I have this community. I never, it never ceases to take my breath away. Like you said, we are fortunate. To all of you, I know there are people here who are aspiring streamers. and if you're an aspiring streamer, there are some lessons I would like to impart.
Yes, please do.
The first was, as I said, and I will always say this to people, do not stream for money, do not stream because... Do not stream for the fame or anything. Stream because you enjoy it. If you enjoy it, the rest can come, but you have to enjoy it. The second thing, get a group of mods. Yeah, the people who mod my channel are some of my most trusted friends in the world, and people who, like, I do not mod my channel ever. I don't have to do anything. I don't create commands. I don't, like, the most I ever do is run a giveaway in the bot. If I want a poll creating, my mods do it. If I want someone, if someone needs timing out, by the time I've gotten around to saying something, one of the mods has already done it. We've got a guy who writes scripts that mean that half of the things are bloody automated. We've got a new anti-spam script. If we get hit by spammers trying to spam links, he's now written us an anti-spam script for links.
Wow,
That's amazing.
People that you put around you, that team that you build, they are worth their weight in gold, and you treat them as such. You know, if you have a good month, buy them a fucking pizza, buy them a beer. Yeah. Okay, it's nothing much, but until you can afford more, do that. Again, and I guess my core philosophy with Twitch: pass it forward. And this is number 3. Pass it forward. When I first started streaming, I'm going to anecdote here, I'm afraid. So when I first started streaming, the first time I realised, actually, I might be okay at this. And it's hilarious because actually Voltoth is in chat tonight, and I haven't seen him forever, and for him to turn up tonight's slightly odd when I'm about to tell this story. He's turned up a couple of times recently, and I hadn't seen him for forever before then. But we organised a charity event, and Voltoth got a load of other streamers involved, and I got a load of other streamers involved. And one of the people Voltoth grabbed to come in and join us was London Gaming for Fun, who is a partnered streamer, streams a lot of Elite Dangerous, much bigger streamer than, I was nothing. I think I had less than 100 followers at this point. And I decided to do a charity event where we were going to try and raise £100 over 48 hours. Yeah, because why not? Yeah, like, seriously, why not? And we got far more streamers than I would have ever believed possible involved, and London Gaming for Fun gave Dan and I a fair amount of his time and gave us a lot of advice, a lot of help. That weekend we raised over £2,000
Oh,
for
wow.
charity. I had less than 100 followers, and somehow I organised a charity event that raised over £2,000. Dan and I spoke to each other quietly after that, and we said that if we ever get to that point where we're where Andy was, then we would do everything in our power to help anyone that came to us for help, like we went to Andy for help. And it is something that I have lived by since that day. If I get a large donation, I put a percentage of it to other streamers. If I have someone come to me and ask for advice, I always we'll find 5 minutes here or there, 10 minutes, half an hour, whatever.
Noted.
And seriously, and this goes to anyone that's watching. If you want some advice, fuck knows why you'd ask me for advice. God knows why you'd ask me for advice, but if you want it, I will happily sit and talk with you and help all I can. The truth is, it all goes back to, as Cuddles said, who the fuck are you? If you're in this position and you're not willing to help, you're not willing to do your bit, who are you?
Go on.
Go. No, please go.
You guys have touched on something, and I want to kind of just formally talk about it. As a very, very new streamer, obviously, this building of community is going to come with time. But how important is it to get the community of other streamers, like to be talking to them or watching them, to build that community as well? And how would one go about like doing that? Do you just pop into streams, or is there like secret tricks and tips that need to be shared?
It's networking.
Find Graham at a convention. Within 5 minutes, become best friends. and then success. It's that simple. If you don't mind, can I
to do with it? Go. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Go.
Get to cons. Get to cons. If you want to stream seriously, get to cons. There's also something going on here very soonly. Soonly.
I love it.
Words on the internet. And nice. I've been very curious to see how many people are going to be involved in it, because it's something I'm probably going to do called Viewboat. That is a retreat simply for streamers. Leaving in December from Florida. It's going to be a 3-day cruise for streamers to hang out, because one of the things that we always say at cons is we want to spend more time together. So this is going to be a con. It's going to... IT has something like this called the non-con, where there's a convention with no convention, where you just hang out and network, because that's where the magic happens at any convention. There's booths, there's announcements, there's anything. The magic happens over a beer at 1:00 in the morning. And it does. If you don't drink, you don't have to. I'm not saying that, but the relationships are built when we're not on the con floor. I can tell you right now, some of the streamers that have helped me the most, Bad News Baron, DJ Knight, Graham, Dan, Crypt Mode Squad, Gabe Gonzo and those guys, Tiny Fox. I could literally spend another 3 hours mentioning people. Infrared Mike. All of these people I've met in person, and there's something special about that. Make cons happen. Now, as to do you need to go hang out in other streamers' streams? Is there a secret handshake? I'm gonna say no. If you're going to do that, part of the relationship that I have with Bad News Baron is because I've spent over a year in his channel, not trying to make a relationship with him as another streamer, but simply being a fan.
Yep.
If you go into another streamer's stream to be a streamer, don't. Turn Twitch off, go watch the 25th most visited website, and just don't bother. The 25th most visited website is Pornhub. Twitch is 20. According to some recently released stats that Graham turned me on to. But really and truly, if you're going to other streamers' streams to befriend them, that will work. But it has to be a genuine. There has to be a genuine desire. I have had nigh on zero luck before I started going to cons, hanging out in other streamers' streams and trying to be a streamer. Pro tip: don't be a streamer in somebody else's chat. You are not a streamer in somebody else's chat. I'm not a streamer when I go to DJ's chat. I'm not. He mentions it. I don't. unless there's a specific question of, hey, what were you streaming? Hey, are you doing this? Are you doing that? It's not, hey, I got to go because I'm about to go stream. Or
I always say something along the lines of, if I'm about to go and stream and I'm leaving a stream, it's always, I'm going to go and do the moving pictures thing or something like that. Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm going to go to work.
Yeah.
The people that know who you are will know what that means. The one big tip that I will give for community building is be the you that you want to see in your community. And like I mentioned before, if you're a salty asshole and want a salty asshole community, then be a salty asshole. If you want I'm gonna call out a streamer right now that has gone through some things recently, and hopefully she doesn't mind. Crass Kitty. Crass Kitty is a wonderful friend, an amazing partnered streamer. She's a member of Bad News Gaming. She's obviously with her name. And the fact that I'm calling her she's a lady. But she acted very crass for quite some time and developed a community that was very much that. It was a very kind of sexually charged community, a lot of lewd comments and things like that. She has since rebranded herself as a positive community, and using the whole kitty thing she spells it pause with a W, and it's really cute. And you can do that. You can shift your community, but be aware as you start streaming that the community, you will attract, as Graham said, you will attract people like you. If you want a positive community, be positive. If you want a community that's got everybody's back, then get your communities back. And hang out with other streamers. Go watch the streamers that you want to watch, but don't be a streamer. Be a fan.
And when networking, find people that you actually want to be friends with.
Yeah,
Don't hang out with someone because they're going to be good for your career.
I will admit something right now that I believe I said to Graham, possibly very drunkenly one night. I was aware of him. I knew of him. If you play Elite Dangerous as a streamer and you're not aware of DJ, then you're not paying attention. Like, just honestly, I didn't watch a whole lot of DJ because he didn't have a cam. He does kind of odd streams that I didn't get because I didn't know him, and I didn't watch a lot of him. I did not approach Graham because I don't even know how we were originally. I think we just met at the.
We're in the Irish bar.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
the Irish bar.
We were at. Okay. Pro tip. I do not advocate anyone picking up smoking, but never underestimate the power of a tactical cigarette.
Tactical cigarettes are great.
Graham and I originally met because I said, I'm going to go outside and smoke. And we ended up having 5 minutes to ourselves and immediately made friends. I don't think I realized until probably halfway through that conversation who he even was. I don't think it even clicked until later. Like, oh shit. I'm pretty sure initially I was like, oh yeah, dude, I love what you do. And I said the platitudes and the things of that nature because that's what you do. That's how we interact. But then we became friends over the weekend, and our relationship came from a place of truth, honesty, and actually being friends, not me attempting to network with him. And that is the best networking. Graham, go ahead because I just rambled a lot.
No, it's good. It's all good. I have forgotten the original question, though, at this point. I'm not going to lie.
I think you've both kind of touched on it. Because you started off in a way I can't remember.
How do you network? And how do you network with other streamers?
I think you started off with don't. That was the first thing you said.
So the first thing that I found over the last few days is that going into a stream with a little tick by your name is really, really weird and different. Like, people pay attention to you very quickly when you've got that tick by your name. Doesn't matter how fast the chat's moving. So that's been really very strange. I'm actually not sure that I'm going to keep it on. Still deciding about that, to be honest with you. But as Cuddle said, watch the streamers you want to watch. Don't try and I have been involved in the world of business networking, where it's all fake and it's all, for what can this person do for me? Yeah. Every conversation has to have a point to it. You get something from every conversation you have. Yeah, it works. But the people you're networking with are just as fake as you're being. They're not worth crap. They're not going to help you, really. They're just interested in what they can get out of you. No. Meanwhile, there's people who you care about, who you want to spend time with, who you will be able to help and who will be able to help you. And you're ignoring them because of some person you don't like who is more famous or whatever. I'd rather, and I don't want this to come across disparagingly, but I'd rather spend time with Cuddles than I would someone with 1 million times the followers who I don't want to spend time with. Just plain and simple.
Yeah.
And yeah, networking, the true, going to events is a great thing. As well as that, get involved in it's different for different kinds of streams. With my stream, one of the key things for networking for me has been getting to know other player groups in Elite Dangerous, getting to know other personalities within Elite Dangerous. Yeah? And now it is to the point where, for better or worse, most major things that happen in Elite Dangerous happen on my channel. The big interviews, the big, announcements, that sort of stuff. That was very important for me, but it'd be entirely wasted if tomorrow I stopped playing Elite Dangerous. Yeah. So for me, for my career, getting to know everyone within that sphere was massively important. But if you're going to be a variety streamer, no. Another good hint, no matter the size of stream you are, particularly if you're going to be a variety streamer, talk to indie devs. Yeah? I don't care if you've got 5 followers. Hi there, I'm a streamer. I'd like to stream a game. Tweet them, message them, email them, go to cons and meet them. Anything. If you play one game, try and get to know the community people. Try and become a face in that game. The reason Frontier like my player group, because every time Frontier puts something on, the first player group that's going to go, yep, we're involved, is us. Yeah? The moment that they come to us and go, can you do this? We go, yep. They know they can trust us. They know they can rely on us. And that's something we built up over time. But the only reason that we ever got the chance to start is because we took that initial opportunity we were handed.
Yeah. Again, I have one stream under my belt, so my advice is more other facts of life related than it is streaming related. But I think it goes back to just your roots. Remember why you're doing this and who got you there, and be genuine. Every time Cuddles mentions a streamer, whether we're just chit-chatting, shooting the shit, whatever it is we do, or we're actually live on here, I will go on their stream and just kind of creep for a little bit. I think I've said hi, I got up the courage, which could be a whole nother topic, getting up the courage to talk in a chat. I've said hey in your stream before. But just watch them and look at them as not, oh, I'm a streamer here trying to streamer with you while you're streaming and we're going to be streamering together. But let them entertain you and be that fan and be that person that, the kid in the candy store, eyes wide, you're excited and you're laughing when they laugh and you're, joshing with them when they're making their mistakes. And don't forget where you came from.
It's good advice. Really is.
Yep.
And
And
yeah,
streamers won't bite. You can say hi in their chat. I've learned that. Still
Yep.
don't follow that advice
Some-
very often. but
Some
you
of
can
them
say
will.
hi.
yes,
might
yeah,
like
some
it.
will.
Some of
Yeah,
them will.
well,
Flashbacks to raiding. I've stopped raiding random streamers because of the one time that we raided some. I was like, oh hey, we were playing Stellaris, and I was like, we're going to raid somebody playing Stellaris and make him happy. And then he got so angry because he was about to end his stream. Why are you raiding me right now? Which, by the way, don't ever get angry when someone shows you genuine support. When the top streamer in a game raids you, don't get angry at them. That's not how you Twitch. Also, never get angry. I heard this the other day, and this is such common sense, but evidently it needs to be said. I live in America where we have to have warnings on our coffee that say caution hot.
It's hot. Yeah.
Welcome, or warnings on dumpsters that say don't let your children play inside of these, because evidently some parents go play in the dumpster.
it's all right. In England, we have peanuts with may contain traces of nuts on them.
Oh my gosh.
Just traces, though.
Just traces.
What's the rest of the peanut? Welcome to the UK. No, but it's speaking specifically to networking. I had someone reach out to me, a fellow streamer friend, that said that they had met someone at TwitchCon, and they had just popped into their stream this week, and the person got upset at them that they hadn't come by. And I'll make this a little bit bigger than just somebody that you network with not paying attention immediately. We're all busy. We all have lives. I don't catch all of Graham's streams. I have a wife and a kid that, as much as I love Graham, he doesn't do the things to me that my wife does, nor does he mean quite as much to me as my own spawn. But be grateful for anyone that comes into your chat. If somebody disappears for a while, don't and they show back up, thank them for coming back. You have no idea what was going on in their life. You have no idea what was happening, and be grateful. I think Graham and I have both said it, and Turarts has echoed it.
Don't forget those roots.
There's Bordardo has been watching me since I started this podcast. I'm eternally grateful for that. I run to drink. I saw you just pop in. He's in and out. Sometimes I don't see him for weeks, and that's fine. That's okay. That's great. I'm just glad you're coming back. That's awesome. Thank you for watching me. Be grateful and be honest and be loving of those that follow you and those that support you.
Yeah, I've seen so many weird reactions to things like that, and I will never understand it. To be honest with you, we get comments quite a lot that our player group is different because when people go, like, people will have in real life happen, and they won't be able to be on the TeamSpeak for 6 months, 3 months, whatever. And they come back and we're just like, you're back! And apparently that's really weird that we're just like, yay, you're back! We're happy to see you again! Rather than being like, no, you have been out of the group. Malik's saying it at the moment. No, you've been out of the group for 6 months, therefore you must be demoted. And it's just like, why would you be like that? Just no. Don't understand it at all.
Well, I believe that, especially you two, we could probably talk for another 6 hours.
Don't.
But I'm
Please
going
don't
to
let me
ask.
tell Graham that we accidentally podcasted for 17 hours.
I did accidentally stream for 17 hours the other week. But
Any, I guess, closing comments, advice, wrap up, things that we didn't touch base on that you would like to add to our our topic for today. I'll start with Cuddles. Do you have any closing anythings before we move on to our ending wrap up stuff?
I do want to just reiterate with networking. Find people that you genuinely engage with. I never expected anything from Graham other than we immediately became friends, and I was grateful to have his friendship. And that's outside. I don't care if he had one follow or 10,000. We're just friends. And so many awesome things have come out of that. The same with Baron. The same with Commander Human. The same with DJ Knight and I are now at a point that at cons, he knows that I want 5-10 minutes with him to ask him questions. And he actually pulled me aside at PAX East and was like, hey, bro, we got to get, or no, hold on. It wasn't bro. Hey, fam, we got to get our 5 minutes. And like, I'm like, what? And it's because I have never been ungenuine in just seeking the friendship of others. Here's a magical and amazing thing. Other streamers can help you. Graham can help me. This is being extremely honest. Graham can help me grow my channel. That's not what I want from Graham, though. If he does, cool. Like, I'm open to that option.
I'm doing all I can.
He really and truly is. But before that, I want his friendship, and I'm grateful for being his friend. And no one can help you be better than you are. Graham can't make me a partner tomorrow. DJ can't make me a partner tomorrow. Baron can't make me a partner tomorrow. Twitch could, if you're listening, please. But the truth is, I have some growing as a streamer to do. And I will never grow to be larger than I am capable of being at the time. And realize that you are where you are because, and yes, you can always grow. But I realize that I have more growth to do before I reach the point that I want to be. Which partner is the thing that everybody talks about. I'm looking well beyond that. Be the streamer that you want to be. Make friends. If they help you, awesome. If they don't, guess what? You have some awesome fucking friends. And that's worth more than any amount of follows on Twitch. That's me done.
Graham, any closing comments, advice, things that you would like to let people know?
So first things first, thank you to you two for having me on. A real serious thing is that if, like I've said it before during this evening's thing, and I will say it again, anyone that wants any kind of advice that I can give, just hit me up. I will always try and help people out. I think we are incredibly fortunate as a community to have the sort of support network that we have. And that includes people, you know, the friends you make, like Cuddles. And whether you're a viewer, a mod, a lurker, God bless the lurkers. Whether you're the biggest partnered streamer or someone who's arrived on Twitch today, you're all part of it. And it's this crazy wild ride that we all get to do together. Enjoy it. Really, really enjoy it. I think that's about that summed up, I think.
Awesome. My 2 cents as an extremely new raider, or not raider, I'm that too. I don't raid very often.
Throws out the WoW term.
The WoW terms. Oh, Lord. Streamer, that is. pressing that start streaming button is so much worse than anything you can ever do on stream. Like 99% of the things you can do on stream. Like 99% of the things you can do on stream. But if you are honest and genuine, and some great points in chat, play the games you love, you're building the community around what you want, not what you think people want at that time, you're going to have fun. And I think that should be the point of it, whether you do it one night a week or you end up making what these two boys have done into an art form and doing it for a living. You will keep doing it every day because you love it. Even when you have your down days, you're still going to find the community there that's going to support you and everything. And if you're lucky, you'll be the #1 Mass Effect streamer, because no one plays that game anymore. But I was for 2 hours, #1. But no, you will find that community and you will have a ton of fun, and you will have people like that will help you when you have the questions or you have the concerns, or who will roll with the punches when you have your tech and audio issues. Just do it for the right reasons and it'll come.
That was beautiful. So this brings us to a magical part of the show. This brings us to the time that we get to do shout-outs. Graham, is there anyone that you would like to shout out?
Oh God, so many.
And the next 17 hours of podcast went to Graham.
Yeah, I was about to say, at this point, DJ just rambles on for the next year. Look, I'm on Twitch Stars and Bad News Gaming. They are both incredible stream teams, and every single streamer on them is genuinely worth following. The person that I really do want to shout about and scream about, though, is one of my best friends in the whole wide world, and that's Malik VR. He's in chat right now. And this is a man who somehow just got turned down for partnership again from Twitch. And I don't know how. It's actually becoming insulting now, to be perfectly honest. He is the best virtual reality streamer on Twitch. He is one of the best Elite Dangerous streamers going. He is one of the kindest people I know, and someone who I am genuinely proud to call a friend. If there's anyone that deserves shouting out, it's him.
That's so sweet.
It's true.
Everything that he said was incredibly true, Malik. I have only had the pleasure of interacting with him recently. Yet another one of those streamers that, I'll be honest, I saw, but didn't spend a lot of time watching. I do now. We got to spend a little bit of time together the other day in Elite. Mostly me running out of fuel, and then showing up with a ship for an epic battle against the UK, and then having to leave because life happens. But guys, if you're not following Malik, I'm actually I will link Malik's channel in the show notes. Follow him. Go follow him. You won't be disappointed. His googly eyes and his bubbling personality will not disappoint you.
So true.
Do you have any shout outs?
Shout out to you, because you got me set up so that I could finally press that start streaming button. So huge thank you to that. And if you just need to know the bare basics, like, that's all you need to stream. You'll get the fancy stuff later. Again, you'll ask for advice and they will help. But yeah, the shout out to you for doing that. Shout out to everyone who showed up to watch me play Mass Effect. Again, I don't know why, but it was a ton of fun. It was great. And then huge shout out to the CTR community, because I am already gearing up for our 5-year anniversary, and you guys are going to be hearing a lot from me, even though it's not till January. So we have 8 months. But 5 years is a big deal, guys, and we're going to make it huge. So thank you for putting up with me kind of prematurely over the next 8 months as I gear us up for year 5 of our celebration.
Right on. Well, as for me, I will first and foremost shout out to Graham. Your friendship, your mentorship, and your support have meant a unmeasurable amount to me over the past few months. I say this not lightly. Graham has become one of my best friends in a very short amount of time. We do not get to spend nearly enough time together. However, Cuddle Wife and I are already planning a trip to the Netherlands for 2018. And guys, if you've never looked at international flights and what they cost, that should say a little bit about how much Graham means to me. I cannot wait to meet him and his wonderful significant other. I just can't wait to spend some time hanging out and having a beer. And before that, I will see you at TwitchCon.
Yep, I'll be there.
He will be at TwitchCon, as will Cuddle Wife. So you shall get to meet the both of us, and it shall be all of the funs. Outside of that, awesome. Shout out to absolutely everybody that's been here tonight. You guys, I've seen a lot of faces that I haven't seen in a while. Boomy, I Run to Drink, and all of our regulars, as well as guys. Malik, thank you for stopping by. And
so many wonderful people stopped by tonight. Like Boomy, I haven't seen in forever.
Yeah, Lot Airs, thank you for coming out.
Yep.
Absolutely, everyone. I cannot thank you guys enough for the support that you show, not just this show, but my stream. You guys mean a whole lot to me, and hopefully you got something out of this. So this is going to bring us to another magical, a wonderful, some might say a fantastical time of the show, where I get down on my virtual knees and I beg and I plead for those all-important 5-star iTunes reviews. Guys, if you enjoyed what you saw tonight, I want you to go on over to iTunes, drop a 5-star review for the Game Case Show. I want to drop you, if you didn't like it, if you didn't enjoy this, if you totally, like, if my voice was grating upon you, if our sound was wrong, if you just don't like Graham's gorgeous, gorgeous Acer sweatshirt that I happen to own one of as well, because I may have sweet-talked my way into a party. Thanks in no small part to Graham and Dan.
I was about to say, I had nothing to do with that. No.
No. I was a legitimate media contact. I'm a correspondent for StackUp.org. We did a thing. I want you to leave 2 stars. I don't even have anything. This is for the very first time. I normally say leave 2 stars for something that we made fun of, something that we've, like, I make up a podcast that does it, but I don't. There's been so many positive vibes tonight. I'm not even gonna do it. Just leave a 5-star review for us. If you didn't like it, don't, please. But next week on the show, we're gonna have the wonderful, the incredible. He's in chat. Major Death. He is a wonderful member of the Convert to Raid community and a burgeoning and blossoming Hearthstone streamer. He does some really, really cool stuff with, he's very much a teaching Hearthstone streamer. He talks through everything that he does. He does interesting things. He does arena runs. He does ladder stuff. But more importantly, he talks about every step and why. So if you've ever wanted to get into the Hearthstone, if you're interested in that at all, we're going to be talking to Mage Death. We're going to be talking about Journey to Ungoro, the new Hearthstone words on the internet are hard. The new Hearthstone expansion. And Graham, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Twitch.tv/DJTruthsayer, and also on Twitter I am at Graham on the sofa.
And Graham, for our US viewers, BT dubs, will be
spelled weirdly.
GRAEME, which I am going to tell on Cuddle Wife. I do not know if she is still up. She asked me today if she hadn't been following you yet. And I was like, you need to follow Graham. And she's like, what's his Twitch? It's kind of weird. It's like Grammy. I was like, no, that would be the British spelling of Graham.
It's the Scottish spelling, actually, just to be doubly confused.
Oh, I love Scotland.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Well then.
Not Scottish, but...
Today I learned.
Yep. There you
I
go.
knew us from something over there. As an American educated in America, I feel like I still got that right.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
so guys, that is going to do it for this week. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Graham Turart, say bye.
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 Thank you for listening to The Game Case Show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. You can find Cuddles at The Game Case, Turarts at Turarts, and you can find the show at The Game Case Show. Join us live Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/thegamecase. Archived episodes are available at youtube.com/thegamecase. The theme music for the show is Celtic Impulse by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0.
Where'd he go back live? And that's a show. Guys, thank you
We
so much
did
for
it.
hanging out. We made a